Great to see you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Greg.
Thank you for having me. The most important question I have to ask you is, how about my ratings?
Your ratings are fabulous. I just saw you're now the king of late night.
Yes.
I mean, you're beating some very untalented people, to be honest with you, so I'm not so sure how great that is, but they are so bad, and it's about time somebody came in and you're really beating them badly. Great.
I feel kind of guilty about it because I feel like I'm beating up unarmed people.
Well, they're not very talented. You are, so congratulations.
I'm mildly talented. They're just untalented.
Well, and you're very different.
Yes, I am very different. Speaking of, do you remember how much I hated you for that brief period of time?
There was a period of time when you weren't a fan, and then you started noticing that things were getting done.
Yes.
And you said, you know, I may not like them, but look, we have a good economy, we have good military, we have good everything.
Right.
And then you started, and now I think, I don't know if it's love, but it's getting close, and we like it.
It's not, I wouldn't say it's love, but I would say it's admiration.
Well, thank you.
And also admitting that I was wrong because I was focusing on words and not deeds. And now we're at a time where, okay, there are no more mean tweets, and we have a really nice president, and the country is in the crapper. So who would you rather have?
Well, I don't know that he's a nice president. I'm not sure about that. But I can tell you the country has never been more unsafe. We have people pouring in through our southern border, which everyone's forgetting about right now because of the travesty of Afghanistan. And if you look at the people coming in by the hundreds, by the thousands, and these are not the people necessarily that wanted the protection.
Right.
These are people. So are they terrorists? How many terrorists are coming in? And they were aggressive, very aggressive at the plane, and they pushed their ways, their way onto the plane.
Why do you think that Democrats have such a problem with incentivization? Like If you introduce friction on the border, you reduce immigration.
Yeah.
They don't understand that. What is the problem with that? How can they cannot see that?
I really believe it's gross incompetence. And the only thing good for them about Afghanistan is it makes what they're doing on the border look good, because that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
We don't want a wall. We don't want this. We'll just let people come through. It's a disaster.
What unites all of them is a lack of process. They do not understand process. We just want order. I want people to come into our country, but I want a line and a gate, people that can walk through.
Yeah, and legally. Legally vetted, strongly vetted.
Yeah.
But when you think that they moved the military out first, think of this, because we had a great plan.
It's backwards.
Even Biden, I think he made a mistake when they did it. They were all screaming at him. But when he said that since President Trump, or he calls it the past administration, signed the deal, not one soldier was shot at or killed. Think of that. You know why? Because they knew the consequences. And our conditions were tough. And then they came in and they just moved out. Who would move out the military first? The military goes last and safely. And sadly, those 13 great soldiers and 200 people, 200 people, more than 200 people were killed, and a lot of people are badly injured, really badly injured. It wouldn't have happened.
Do you think it is better to be feared, right? And that's the difference. They don't fear our president.
Well, I don't know if he just doesn't seem like they know what they're doing.
Right. Yeah.
It's not a question. I don't even think it's a question of fear. It's a question of respect, and it's a question of being smart. When you hear, I could just see, because I dealt with Abdul.
Right.
Let's call him Abdul, but that's the man.
Yes.
And he's now the head of the Taliban, and he was the head of the Taliban when I dealt with him. And I started it off very tough because, you're going to pay tremendous consequences. I don't have to go the level of toughness, but it was bad. And they understood what I said. And there was no way they were going to do anything to us. We could have taken our time. We could have taken a year, 2 years. But to leave $85 billion worth of equipment, for them to fly around Apache helicopters. So this is the greatest war machine outside of the submarine. This is the greatest war machine there is, the Apache.
Right.
They're very, very, tens of millions of dollars. They have 28 of them.
Yes.
That's more than any other country in the world has, except for us.
I can't even get a gun in New York.
Yeah.
If I joined the Taliban, I could have gotten a helicopter.
No problem.
Yes.
In fact, I saw that the other day. We can't have guns, but the Taliban, they can have 27 each.
I could have a helicopter that would get me to the Hamptons and back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.